A woman named Rain gets up from sleep and goes to have her lunch. She has an adopted brother, Andy, who is an AI robot and not a human. They are called synthetics. They are planning to leave. Andy is not fully formed yet, so Rain has to keep a close eye on him. She asks him to stay outside while she goes to meet the receptionist. She tells the receptionist for travel papers that she is free to leave. She is planning to go to Uvaga with Andy. Upon asking by the receptionist, she says that her parents died of lung disease. The receptionist tells her that due to the shortage of staff, her working hours have been extended and she can't leave for more years. She suddenly sees a couple of kids beating up Andy. Andy starts to malfunction. Rain restarts him. Rain gets a message from Tyler, who calls her up as something urgent has come up. Both of them go to meet him. Navarro and Bjorn are there. Tyler is there and he asks Rain to get inside. She meets Kay there and they hug each other. The group is together and Tyler tells Rain that they found a way to ship drifting that has been abandoned. Tyler suggests that they steal pods from the ship and escape to Uvaga. Rain does not agree to it because if they get caught, they will never get the permit to leave. Bjorn says that they need Andy to get them access to a terminal for the ship. He even says that he wants Andy, but Rain will not let that happen as Andy is her brother. Bjorn says that Andy is only a robot and not her brother, which infuriates Rain and she leaves. Tyler follows her and tells her that they will be stuck there like their parents for the rest of their lives. Rain finally agrees. They get into a spacecraft and take off. Bjorn, as usual, is trying to act too cool. It's a heavy storm outside, but they somehow manage to get into space. They see Uvaga's breathtakingly beautiful sun. Finally, they get to the ship, but it's not a ship. It seems to be a decommissioned outpost. They try to get close to it. The computer alerts them about a hazard. Rain is in turmoil about sending Andy, but Andy wants to do it. Tyler, Bjorn, and Andy wear protective suits and leave. Their ship attaches to the other ship. They put on an oxygen mask as the other ship does not have any oxygen. Andy puts his finger on the lock and it opens. They get inside and start to crawl their way out. They see a dead rat moving because of gravity. Tyler lights a flare and throws it in there to look for the pods. They start to look for the pods. Suddenly gravity comes back and Bjorn falls on the floor. Andy puts his finger in the system and the lights turn on. The place gets gravity and fills up with oxygen. Tyler says that the ship does not have enough fuel to reach Uvaga. Tyler finds a cryo depot nearby and suggests that they may find more fuel there. Bjorn is being constantly rude to Andy, and it is revealed that some synthetics had Bjorn's mother stuck inside a gas leak. They let 3 people die to save a dozen. Meanwhile, Navarro successfully retrieves the pods. Kay suddenly gets sick and starts to throw up. Navarro goes out to check the pods. Kay reveals that she is pregnant and requests Rain to not tell her brother. The guys reach the station and ask Navarro to find them cryo-fueled. It is seen that the station is divided into 2 halves, which are Romulus and Remus. Bjorn hatefully tells Andy that once they reach Uvaga, there will be no robots allowed there. Tyler tells him that if Rain tries to sneak him in, she will end up in prison. Andy says that he does not mind sacrificing himself for Rain. They go to another room, but it does not look decommissioned. Suddenly, they find a destroyed robot lying there. They go to the cryo chamber and finally find fuel in there. Bjorn goes to help open the lock, but some chemical comes out and burns Bjorn's hands. The system gets triggered and the chamber locks itself. Andy tries to open the door, but she does not have the clearance to do so. They are stuck in the chamber. Navarro and Rain go to save them. Rain finds the burnt robot and tries to send its credentials to Andy so he can open the door. As Rain is trying to track the credentials out of the robots, it gets up and grabs her. Navarro takes out the module and the robot shuts off. Rain hands over the disk to Tyler and asks him to put it in Andy's module. Tyler does that and Andy starts to reboot. Suddenly, some random creatures start to break open the glasses and come out. It swims through the water and grabs Bjorn. Another creature jumps on his mouth. One creature attacks Tyler and tries to get inside his mouth. Bjorn manages to get rid of it, but Tyler faints. Mayhem breaks inside while Rain tries to break open the door. One creature comes to attack Tyler, but before he can do it, Andy catches it and throws it away. Andy manages to open the door and all of them run out. The creatures break open the door as well. It gets a hold of Navarro and starts to choke her. Andy tells them that it's not choking her. Instead, it supplies her oxygen to keep her alive. Andy does not remember his old self. Rain tried to change his module, but he stopped her. He says that he is a much better and upgraded system than Andy was. He also suggests to take the help of the destroyed robot to help Navarro. They plug him in. The robot starts to talk and asks them to run as there is no saving Navarro. He says that the creature is planting a seed in her DNA and will rapidly grow out of her. Tyler asks about what's going to grow out of her and he points out towards the roof. There is a creature hanging from the top called Xenomorph. He says that Xenomorph killed all the scientists before getting gunned down. The Xenomorph has acid in place of blood, which destroys the rest of the people. Rain comes up with an idea and Tyler uses the Syro fuel to freeze the creature so it won't choke Navarro. They succeed in the plan and the creature leaves her, although the robot says that chances are Navarro has already been infected. The robot tells Andy secretly to take care of the rest as humans are too emotional to survive this. Andy stops Navarro from going inside, but Bjorn electrocutes him and runs away. But Andy does not stop as he is powerful now. Bjorn and Navarro somehow manage to get inside and they undock the ship. Suddenly, Navarro starts to feel sick. She uses a red light and sees the creature in her lungs. She falls and hits on the accelerator, which turns on the ship. The creature tears open Navarro's chest. The ship also crashes with the Romulus Romulus hangar and everyone faints. Bjorn finds the new xenomorph coming out of Navarro's body. The ship crashes and falls inside the Romulus hangar. Rain and Tyler go to look for the ship. They try to get to the other end of the station, but the creatures have escaped. Rain looks for Andy, but he is not there. Andy goes to meet the other synthetic who introduces himself as Rook. Andy's upgrade comes with a new directive, and Rain is not his prime focus anymore. Rook asks him to finish the mission. Andy goes to Rain and Tyler and asks them to follow him. He says that the creature detects people by their body heat and sounds. Rain says that they can raise the temperature of the body to avoid the creature. The temperature is now the same, but Andy warns them that fear will raise the body temperature, which will affect the creatures. They get inside. They stay calm and walk very slowly to avoid any danger. Meanwhile, Kay gets up and is looking for a way to get out. She finds a newborn creature dead on the floor. She suddenly sees another rotten body and is about to scream when Bjorn puts his hand on her mouth. He goes and electrocutes the source to kill the creature. It blasts and acid starts to drip. Suddenly, a pointy end pierces his eyes and it starts to attack him with acid spits, which slowly burns and kills him. Suddenly, something starts to come out of the creature and Kay tries to get out. Kay calls Tyler and the creatures get alerted. She tells him that everyone died and she needs his help. Tyler instructs her what to do, but she keeps on panicking. The creature slowly starts to take its full form. Kate finds the key and somehow manages to open the door and run out. While running, she falls from the top, which alerts the xenomorph. They run, but the creature follows them. They somehow manage to run and close the door. Rain gets angry at Andy as he almost closes the door on Tyler. Kay gets up and tries to run again, but she can hear the xenomorph. It suddenly jumps off and starts to look for Kay. She tries to stay silent and sneak out. She sees a door and finds Tyler on the other end. They ask Andy to open the door, but he stops as the creature is approaching. Both of them beg Andy to open the door as she is pregnant, but he says that it's what the creatures want them to do. The xenomorph comes and kills Kay. Rain asks who is his new directive. He says that the company is his new directive and he won't let her remove the module. He also says that he is finishing Rook's job. If they make it out of there alive, they are free to go to Evaga and he will go back to Jackson. They reach the laboratory of Romulus. Rook asks Andy to tell them what he told him. Andy says that the colonies are dying because of various reasons. Rook says that humans were never meant for space life as they are too fragile. That is the reason he mixed human DNA with the xenomorph and produced a substance called Prometheus fire, which will give birth to a perfect human. They are all trying to get out when they see that the xenomorph is trying to hunt them down. Andy hands them over a gun to stay safe. Andy asks them not to shoot the creature as their acid will burn off the floor, which will in turn cause decompression and they all will die. They get out and try to go to the ship. Andy suddenly stops and turns on the lights. They see the entire place infested with the creatures. They go towards another way, but Tyler stops. He hears Kay and runs there. They find her and Tyler tries to free her. She is losing a lot of blood, but Andy says that she has not been infected yet. He gives them a shot to give it to Kay. Rain stops him from using it and says that they need proper medical assistance. They take Kay and run from there. Suddenly the creature appears there. It tries to kill Rain, but Tyler gets between and gets killed instead. Andy also gets attacked by a xenomorph. Rain takes Kay and runs away. Rain asks Kay to go to the ship and gets inside the cyropod, which will take her to the colony. Rain leaves to save Andy. Kay is feeling sick and she takes a shot from that rat genome. Rain goes back to Andy and says that she needs to take out the module. Andy finally allows her to do so. She puts back his old module. Andy gets back, but the creatures appear there as well. Rain opens the door and requests Rook to help them, but he refuses and says that he can't compromise the mission. Kay gets inside the ship and Rook tells her to flee with the ship. Ain and Andy are sitting hopelessly as the creature approaches them. Suddenly, she gets an idea. She turns off the gravity generator and the creatures start to fly. She shoots them, but instead of the acid falling, it floats. She now knows that it won't damage the surface and she starts to shoot all of them. Then they try to get out of there while avoiding the acid. They try to get to the elevator, but it won't work without the gravity. They try to fly out of there, but another xenomorph holds Rain's leg. Rain shoots it, but she damages a part of the ship as well. The gravity starts to get back and she starts to fall. Andy stops the elevator from falling on her. A creature gets a hold of her. The ship starts to fall apart because of the acid. Andy can't hold the elevator anymore and it falls. Another xenomorph gets a hold of Rain and is about to kill her. But Andy gets a hold of the gun and shoots it dead. Both of them try to run again. Rain finds Kay, who did not leave them behind. They retract their ship and leave the Romulus behind as it crashes and burns. Rook is happy as the company will now get the compound. Rain changes the plan last minute and says that she is not going to let the company get a hold of the compound. Rain says that she does not care about the consequences and she will take Andy with her. Suddenly, Rain sees that something starts happening to Kay. Her belly has grown rapidly and she starts to give birth then and there. She has given birth to a xenomorph. Rain takes it and runs. She gets a machine to kill it, but it meets the surface and falls off. The ship stops because of malfunction. Rain gets down to kill the xenomorph. She finds its footsteps and starts to follow. Andy also looks for them, but Kay is not in her pod. He finds Kay. He turns back and sees a mutated xenomorph and human hybrid. It cuts Andy's throat and approaches Kay. Rain runs back and finds an injured Andy. She goes to look for Kay and sees the hybrid feeding on Kay. It starts to approach her as well. She tries to freeze it, but it knocks her over. The freezer breaks, making the whole room cold. She gets out, leaving Andy behind. She puts on a suit to keep herself safe. The hybrid opens the door. Rain pushes the switch to free the cargo from the ship, but the creature pushes her downstairs. She sees the acids of the alien's blood and throws it. The place melts and she falls, only hanging by a rope. As she tries to get up, the creature attacks him. It tries to break open the suits of Rain. Rain pushes her rope, which triggers the liver, and the cargo part of the ship falls on the asteroids with the creature. She now enters the ship, puts Andy in a cryostasis chamber, and records an audio log about their arrival at Ivaga before entering cryostasis herself. The ship is in autopilot mode for the path to Ivaga. So, that was the recap for one of the most well-known movies of 2024, Alien Romulus. For more recaps like this, subscribe to the channel and stay updated. Thank you for watching.